this is one of my favorite ones to sing because it's upbeat and cute and shows us how much we are loved.
Sorry about that.
I was feeling kinda down and like nobody really cared. So I crawled under my covers where I could say my prayers. I said, God, if you love me, why don't you show a sign? Fell asleep soon after, and this dream came to my mind. Found myself in the great beyond, in a great big house, and the house was God's. He took me by the hand and led me to his kitchen. Takes up to this giant fridge where pictures of me as a kid. Every drawing that I ever did was with him. Well, there's no higher high, no feeling greater than seeing yourself on God's refrigerator. Well, I had no idea that God saw me as his child, or that I was thinking of him so dearly all the while. But there I was up on that door for all the world to see. I was precious to him, and he thought the world of me. There I was in the great beyond, in a great big house, and the house was God's. He took me by the hand and led me to his kitchen. Traced up to this giant fridge were pictures of me as a kid. Every drawing that I ever did was with him. Well, there's no higher high, no feeling greater than seeing yourself on God's refrigerator. Found myself in the great beyond, in a great big house, and the house was God's. He took me by the hand and led me to his kitchen. Picked up to his giant fridge were pictures of me as a kid. Every drawing that I ever did was with him. Well, there's no higher high, no feeling greater than seeing yourself on God's refrigerator. And just in case you ever feel forgotten and blue, well, I saw pictures of you up there too.
Waiting for the crackles to start. How are you all? Are we on? When at the last church that I pastored, I was also not only the minister but also the sound person. And I went through this on so many occasions. You really have my heart. I know how this can work. I know how it works. To set a tone, how many of you are familiar with Pema Chodron, the famous Buddhist teacher? I love her. She's one of my favorite teachers, and I want to set the tone for this message by something that she wrote that I found by accident. Okay, you know how that works, right? You know how all these accidents happen to us. Well, she said this, and she uses one little bit of an expletive in here that I will try to cover up a little bit, but when I get to it, you'll know exactly which expletive she used, so you can put it in there as you see fit, or do whatever you want with the expletive. She said, rather than letting our negativity get the better of us, we could acknowledge that right now we feel like a piece of doggy-doo and not be squeamish about taking a good look. That's the compassionate thing to do. That's the brave thing to do. 9 years old, 4th grade. I had finally reached a point where I was just as wide as I was tall. And I was only about that tall in the 4th grade. So picture it. I looked like one of those little rolly balls you see what the kids are playing with in those amusement parks, just rolling them all around. And by 4th grade, the kids had caught on to it and started to tease me about being this chubby little kid. So I told my mom about it, and the first couple of times she just simply said, well, you know, ignore them, get over it, don't let it bother you, and so on and so forth. Finally, I guess I bothered her enough, and she said something to me that literally changed my life. She said, well, why don't you just suck your stomach in and you won't look as fat? Well, there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance set up there, because she was not only saying I was fat, which I couldn't allow that, I couldn't believe she was saying that, so that went way back in the subconscious someplace. But I heard, if you hold your stomach in, they won't hurt you as much, okay? So I sucked it in as hard as I could. It's okay. And you know, I haven't let it out to this day. Okay? Haven't let it out to this day. Now that may sound like something